A very warm welcome to StudyIQ, my dear friends. I am Prashant Mavani. I hope you all are doing good. Today is 20th June 2020. In fact, I was not able to record this lecture on 20th June and it is a bit delayed, so I'm sorry about it. But the most important thing is continuity, right? So to maintain the continuity of current affairs, I thought even late I should record this lecture and present it to you as quickly as possible. So here it is, dear friends. Let's start today's discussion with this quote by Dalai Lama. Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. It is always possible to be kind. With this, dear friends, StudyIQ team has designed a smart course. This smart course is for Civil Services Examination. It covers both pre as well as mains examination, and to find out more about it, all you have to do is download our mobile application. To download the PDF of today's lecture, do check out my Telegram channel. You can follow me on Facebook. Please make sure that you share this lecture with other students. Hit the like button if you have learned something from today's discussion, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Dear friends, 20th June was Saturday. On Saturdays, you don't find that many articles. Total articles that you find on the Hindu newspaper is 4. Today we are going to talk about 3 important articles. 2 are from the Hindu newspaper and 1 is about China. It's from Indian Express of 20th June. Very interesting article. Would like to start with this crisis in Peninsula. We are talking about Korean Peninsula. On your screen you can see the photo or the map of Korean Peninsula, right? So here you have this is Korean Peninsula basically, and you have 2 countries here. One is North Korea and the second one is of course the South Korea. Seoul is the capital of South Korea and Pyongyang is the capital of North Korea. Japan is not far from here. North Korea shares a land boundary with China, and it also shares a tiny land boundary with Russia too. Now, dear friends, let me throw some light on the background of this whole issue. It was back in 1950, and from 1950 to 1953, these 2 nations, earlier on it was Korea, then this Korean War took place, and since then we have this North Korea and South Korea. North Korea was supported by USSR, South Korea was supported by USA. Even today, South Korea is supported, or USA is a very good ally of, or South Korea is an ally of USA. You can put it this way, right? USA is a stronger country, of course. South Korea is the only nation in Asia that we can say that it was very poor back in 1950. And it was a least developed country in the world. Today, in this 70 years, it is one of the most advanced nation on this planet. One of the most advanced nations on this planet. So, like a rags to riches story, or this title suits very well with. It goes very well with South Korea. Now, this Korean War, officially this war is still going on. Right, they have not signed that document that officially declares that the war is over. So this thing means going on, and we have seen so many ups and downs. This is not the first time that this topic is on our table, but it's been a long time that we have discussed this particular topic. So anyway, now the thing is, the reason why we are discussing it is because on your screen you can see this building here. You can see this is map of North Korea and South Korea. So basically this is a Korean Peninsula on your screen, right? This map here, and this office was joint liaison office of North Korea and South Korea, where leaders from both sides, right, they discuss things to sort out problems between them. And this particular office was blown by North Korea. North Korea is not happy. It's basically at present its posture is quite aggressive, and the reason behind this aggressive posture is that back in 2017 Mr. Trump became the new president of USA, and back in 2018 since Trump became this president, North Korea was behaving very aggressively, and one of the main reasons was to draw USA's attention towards North Korea. So finally, there was a historic summit, a historic meeting took place between Mr. Trump and Kim Jong-un. It took place in Singapore back in 2018. So this is a big milestone, right? 2018 Singapore summit, because never ever in the history of North Korea and USA, a current incumbent president of USA has met anyone from North Korea. After retirement, yes, but incumbent president meeting someone from North Korea is very, it's very new it was very new for the world. So 2018, a very important meeting took place. Both leaders, they talked about their expectations. Of course, USA's sanctions, severe sanctions, are applied on North Korea for a very long period of time, and North Korea has built up this nuclear capabilities as well. So back in 2018, the main discussion was, USA was telling them that that North Korea, that you guys need to get rid of your nuclear weapons, right? Denuclearize Korean Peninsula, and we will lift up the sanctions. North Korea was saying that give us something, lift a few sanctions from us, and then we'll start working on this denuclearization. They will stop doing tests and other things, and there were so many things, right? There are so many details, so I'm not going into too many minor details. So basically, I can say that North Korea was asked to behave as a responsible country, not to do this, frequent tests of ballistic missiles that creates problems for these countries like South Korea as well as Japan. And North Korea said that, okay, we need to sort this thing out as quickly as possible because we are literally bleeding because of your sanctions. Then another meeting took place between both the leaders. It was in Vietnam. And since then, things are not in right direction. North Korea said that we are issuing this deadline, 31st December 2019. Before that, you got to lift all sanctions that you have applied on us, and we will make sure that we will denuclearize this whole Korean peninsula. But USA was not ready to buy it, and this deadline passed away. And since then, again, North Korea has behaved quite aggressively. North Korea has conducted missile tests this year, sending warning signals to Seoul as well as Washington. The latest crisis was triggered by anti-North defector groups that sent out propaganda leaflets via balloons across the border, angered by South's refusal to crack down on them. North Korea has severed this hotlines. Hotlines are, I think I have explained a few days ago what hotline is all about. Hotline is a direct connection, a telephonic connection, right, to conversate with each other. So this was severed. They have demolished this liaison office, and now they are saying that we are going to deploy more troops along the border. So it's very aggressive behavior. It's a signal as well that now we are not able to wait anymore. We have lost our patience, and now we are not going to buy things from you. Buy in the sense, we are not going to buy your words, right? It is also said that this behavior is been executed, or this behavior is been displayed by North Korea because it wants to draw USA's attention towards it, because sanctions are literally hitting this country very badly. So till now, I have explained you guys, roughly speaking, most important milestones in the history of North Korea and South Korea as well as USA. I hope things are clear to you, and I'm sure you'll be knowing about so many other things as well. If not, then the things that we have discussed today are okay to start with, are good enough. It will give you a good base to understand the things that are going on here. Okay? Now, Mr. Kim had in principle agreed to denuclearize his country. In return, he asked for removal of American sanctions. America said that we need a complete, verifiable and irreversible denuclearization. After that, we will remove yours, this sanctions that we have applied on you. So this is the main point here. USA says that you deliver result, you denuclearize your this peninsula, and we will make sure that we will lift this sanctions. Kim Jong-un is saying that, or his regime is saying that, once we get rid of this nuclear weapons, there are chances that you will attack us, like you did to Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was not carrying any sort of weapons, but this is just one example. That Saddam Hussein, then you have this Muammar Gaddafi's example, that then you may breach this Iranian nuclear deal. Iran nuclear deal was also breached by USA. So we cannot trust you. If you are asking us to drop our guards and then believe you, then that's something that we are not ready to do. So this is the main bone of contention. USA is not ready to lift the sanctions without denuclearization, and Mr. Kim is saying that, or North Korea is saying that, we cannot denuclearize completely. First, you have to give us something, lift a few sanctions on us, and then we will produce results. So this is the main bone of contention between both these countries. Now, USA is already struggling with coronavirus outbreak, sagging economy, as well as latest anti-racism protests are going on. So Mr. Trump is more busy with this sort of problems at home. And on the other side, this new challenge is brewing in this Korean peninsula. So I hope things are clear to you, dear friends. And now let's move on to next item. This one is about Tamilnadu. It's a matter of concern that numbers of this coronavirus number is going quite up in Tamilnadu. 54,449 cases as of 19th June 2020. This is second highest in our nation. First one is Maharashtra with 1,20,500 plus cases. Second is Tamil Nadu. Third is Delhi with some 50,000 cases. So numbers are going up. Fatality or this deaths are also going up. 87 back in 20th May 2020. 19th June 2020, 666. Death toll has been above 40 since 15th June. So this is a matter of concern as well. Now, dear friends, number of tests are also quite impressive in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has carried out 8 lakh plus tests as of 18th June 2020. And Maharashtra is, as far as cases are concerned, number 1 is Maharashtra. But when it comes to testing people, number 2 is Maharashtra, 7,19,637 cases. Test positivity rate. Test positivity rate is basically if you test 10 people and you find one person is infected with coronavirus, then you can say that 10% rate, test positivity rate is 10%. I hope this small example is clear to you. So test positivity rate, which has been steadily increasing since 1st June, reaching a peak on 9th June with 12.7%, has been reducing since 14th June, when the number of tests each day has been climbing. It was 8.5% on 17th June. According to Professor Giridhara R. Babu, he is head of this life course epidemiology, Indian Institute of Public Health Foundation of India, Bengaluru. He said that it could be a combination of good surveillance. So surveillance is quite good. That is one indicator. And the second thing is high prevalence of virus in the Tamil Nadu or in the community. So higher prevalence of infected people in community is a possibility. And the best thing that we can do, or Tamil Nadu can do, is keep on doing more and more testing, right? Testing, contact tracing and quarantining. These are the best things that we can do. Those people who are not infected with coronavirus or who are safe, what they can do is they can wear mask. They can follow the normal protocols, right? Non-medical things that you can do. Wearing a mask and making sure that you are not going out, or when I say going out, I mean to say that you are not, you are maintaining physical distance and all those necessary standard operating procedure. The most important departure that the Tamil Nadu needs to make is to actively look for cases in Chennai and certain parts of adjoining districts where cases are quite high. And we have talked about this thing 1 or 2 days ago. Remember that This portion, this Chennai and adjoining districts are under lockdown for roughly 12 days, I think. Isn't it for 2 weeks or 12 days? It was something like that. There is compulsion to carry out door-to-door surveillance. There are so many things that Tamil Nadu can, and not just Tamil Nadu, but all those nations who are struggling with the big numbers, and slums are not just in our country. You find slums in Malaysia. I think Malaysia is also having one of the largest slum, right? The number one is Dharavi, and after that it is Malaysian slum. But there are so many countries. In China as well, you find slums. So slums, they have lack of basic facilities, sanitation facilities, toilet facilities not over there. As far as Dharavi is concerned, 80% population of Dharavi, they use common toilets, community toilets. So chances of infections are quite high over here. In a room of 10 by 10 feet, you find 8 to 10 people living in Dharavi. So I'm sure you know many things about Dharavi, isn't it? That it is a very crowdy place. So if Dharavi, that was earlier on known as COVID bomb, that it was like a ticking COVID bomb, and now things are under control, then of course the authority, the people of Dharavi, they have done something outstanding. So their strategy is testing, tracing, and making sure that if someone is infected, then treating that person. So same method can be applied in Chennai and other parts of this nearby Chennai, right? Adjoining districts, they can do the same thing. Door-to-door surveillance. Test anyone who shows even one of the 15 COVID-19 symptoms recognized by the Health Ministry, including loss of smell and taste, and treating them and quarantining them. These are the basic things that they can do, right? The people of Tamil Nadu or these authorities, local authorities of Chennai, that's what they can do. Last one is about Beijing, China. China's aggressive behavior is unacceptable, and it is a matter of shame as well. One thing that China has not earned is the trust of India as well as trust of various different countries of the world. There are so many nations on this planet. If you go there and if you tell them that you are from India, they will look us with respect. They will treat us very nicely because our country has behaved in a certain way with them, right? We have helped them. There are so many countries of Africa, there are so many ASEAN nations. You go to Japan, you go to Israel, you go to Central Asia, you will find people, they adore Indian people because of our country and our people, our behavior. It is very difficult to win trust, but it just takes, one wrong decision, one bad thing, and that trust will fall down like a domino. So that's what China has done. China is thinking that it can do anything it likes. And China's this false confidence that it can push India, that it can manhandle India, that it can do whatever it feels is okay, and India will do nothing about it. Of course, I do understand that in past we have done nothing about it, and this is the main reason. I don't just blame China, but in the past, our country, we have made some mistakes as well. Like when Aksai Chin was taken away from us, we did nothing about it. Or I would say, when I say nothing is not the right word, I would say we have not tried hard enough to get it back. When China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, the work is going on, right? It is passing through POK. We have just decided not to join the CPEC, which is again a big decision. Not just CPEC, sorry, but I'm talking about BRI, Belt and Road Initiative. India said that we are not going to join this thing because of this CPEC. So that's okay. But still, we should have been, we should have done more than what we have done so far. And there are so many other examples as well. So basically, China has, lost India's trust, and this is one of the most valuable thing. I don't think so relations are going to be normal for quite a long time. Back in 1962, when this 62 war took place, it took nearly 25 years for things to get back to normal. This time it is said that it will take more than that. Beijing is actually sensitive to power differentials and sees an India that is struggling to find an effective response to the Chinese maneuver in Ladakh. If their army is strong, and it's not like their army is strong all across the board. This is mountainous region. In few points they are strong, in few points we are strong. But when it comes to Navy, our Navy is very strong when you compare it with Chinese Navy. Beijing feels confident that it can confront all the major powers simultaneously. It can take on India and USA and Japan and Australia and other nations together. It is so big and so muscular now that it can bully anyone it likes. But that is not right. This was the same attitude, right? We used to see in Imperial Japan, in Nazi Germany, as well as this Soviet Russia. They used to believe that nothing can stop them. They were like unstoppable. The whole world was thinking that they were unstoppable. But what happened? They lost. China is not just bullying or trying to bully India. It is doing the same behavior with Vietnam, with the Philippines. In South China Sea, it is creating troubles for various different nations. It was also trying to, grab a small piece of land from one of the tiniest nation on this planet. One of the tiniest nations on this planet is Bhutan, right? You have so many other countries that are smaller than Bhutan, but Bhutan is a very landlocked, tiny nation, peaceful country. And it was trying to take away a portion of land. And China is, I think, if I'm not wrong, 4th largest country in the world, isn't it? Then as well, it wants more and more land. So there is no end to greed, isn't it? It's up to us or up to a nation that they define, the people define how their behavior or their nation's behavior should be. So they have been doing this thing. It's a very common thing. It's an attitude of China, but this is because they believe that they are the end of the world, and they are like they are the one like the whole world is relying on. That's what they think, but that's not right. This false confidence will fall down one day if they keep on doing this thing, and this is the right time that India should cooperate with other like-minded nations, democratic nations, and create a strong wall against this dragon, this misbehaving dragon China. So that's everything in today's discussion. Let me quickly take you through some news items. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had an all-party meeting last Friday. And this statement created quite a controversy, isn't it? That he said that neither is anyone inside Indian territory, nor has any of its posts been captured. He was basically, as far as I know, right, I'm not trying to save him or his statement, but what I'm saying is he said this thing about Galwan Valley. It's not talking about all across LSC. That's what I have heard somewhere. But anyway, I'll leave it on you guys to think about it. Presidents of various political parties participated in the meeting, and the beautiful thing about this thing is that when it comes to politics, of course, Congress is versus BJP versus Trinamool, and this sort of things are going on. It's all part and parcel of politics. But when it comes to our nation, you can see here BJP, Congress, NCP, Trinamool Congress, all of our political parties, they are speaking in one voice. And this is the beauty of our country. Right? They are speaking as one nation, that we are with our soldiers, we are with our government. And as far as soldiers are concerned, Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has announced compensation of 5 crore rupees to the family of martyred Colonel Santosh Babu. In Jammu and Kashmir, senior police and army officers said that last 1.5 years have been the most peaceful times in Union Territory. In last 5.5 months, over 100 terrorists have been neutralized. And results of all 8 states that went to polls for Rajya Sabha have been declared. Big names are Jyotindradi Scindia from BJP, Digvijay Singh Congress, and you have just JMM Chief Sibu Soren. These are the leaders. They are elected, or they won this election or a seat in Rajya Sabha. Central government has said that recovery rate of COVID-19 is 53.88%. It was back in this 20th June, and government has decided to establish 1,000 Khelo India centers at district level across the country. These centers will either be run by past champion or have them as coaches. And that's everything in today's discussion. Thank you very much for watching this video, dear friends. God bless you all. Jai Hind.